So what I was talking about. So one of my daughters has a tattoo of her face on her arm, and half of it is her face and the other half is a mask. And it's a depiction of mental health. It's anxiety and depression, and it's basically like how your mind is like you're hiding behind a mask because you have anxiety and you have the depression and stuff. And it's actually a beautiful tattoo. It's gorgeous. And then she has other, like it goes down her arm, and then she has another one. My other daughter has tattoos also on that are absolutely beautiful. And then down their hips, and like I said, down their sides. And my son has one that if you read, one way it says hope and the other way it says faith on his side, and then he has our family emblem on his back with the Holmes, and it's got fire and stuff that come out. It's beautiful. And then he's full of tattoos too. But I don't have a problem with tattoos. But anyway, so what would you consider if you were on a job and you were doing an interview, or you were with someone that was speaking to you about a job, and they brought up tattoos, and they said something to you like, if you have tattoos, they have to be covered, and if they're not covered, then you can expect people to be asking you why you have tattoos. Would you consider that discriminatory, or would you consider that a policy? Me personally, I consider that borderline discriminatory. Reason being, this is a new age. People have tattoos. You're not supposed to discriminate when people say, and it goes with body piercings too, when they tell you, you're not supposed to have. Now I understand in the food industry, like you're not supposed to have all the piercings on your face and in your nose and on your lips and in your cheeks and in your eyes and all that stuff. Like I understand in the food industry because it is unsanitary. But there's a purpose for it in the food industry. But when you are in like everyday life or whatever, you're assuming that other people are going to have a problem with it. You're basically putting yourself in a position when you make a comment like that. Hey guys, you are making a comment like that, and you are taking the assumption that you are speaking for another person. You're telling me when you walk into that person's home or you walk into that place of business, that person's not going to like you because you have a tattoo. That's judging. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Thomas. So I have a problem with that because I find that discriminatory. Other people might call it a policy, but in my opinion, that's discriminatory. I don't like that. I mean, would you take a job like that? Yeah, driving while I'm talking on YouTube. I'm actually watching the road. My phone is right here, but I am watching the road. That's why I'm not actually watching YouTube right now. But anyway, it is discriminatory in my opinion, and I don't know what you guys think. I mean, obviously I can't go back and read all the messages and stuff right now, but I just find it a little discriminatory. Would you take a job like that if someone were to say something like that to you? I don't know. I'm kind of on the line about it right now. Because I just find that very judgmental. Okay, so I just saw someone say something about Down syndrome. You have Down syndrome. It doesn't make you any different than anybody else. to autistic grandchildren, and I'm always hearing people talk about autism and how they think how autistic children are slow. No, they are not. I would love for someone that says that autistic children are slow to come and spend an afternoon with my husband and I when we are with our autistic grandchildren. And then let me hear you say that my grandchildren are slow. They will have you going 90 to nothing.
In 2 miles, take exit 78 ART West 65 towards Sedalia.
And welcome to Siri. My 2 grandsons are 4 years old. They can probably read better than most young adults. They are already doing math. One of them is mechanically inclined already. He can build things and put things together like you would not believe. The other one has an obsession with cars. He can look at a car and tell you what make and model it is without even seeing the name of the car. He's obsessed with cars at 4. They are so intelligent. It is unbelievable. They are prodigies. The one that is mechanically inclined, he can play music already. He can go over on a little keyboard thing and he can just sit down and start playing. And it's amazing to me. They are not slow. They just have a different... Okay, I'm back. But anyway, my phone got too hot. So
for about 16 miles, continue straight on.
So anyway, they have a different way of thinking. And that way of thinking is amazing to me. But anyway, I just don't like judgmental people. I have a problem with people who judge other people. And that bothers me. Because you should never judge somebody. I don't care what you look like. I have friends that have tattoos on their face and up their neck. I have friends that have piercings on their face. I look at sometimes and I'm like, ouch, how did you do that? Okay, I judge people who judge people. That's kind of an open-ended statement. I'm not judging them. I have a problem with them judging people. That's not judging them. That is me saying, I don't like the fact that you just judge someone. That's not judging them. That's having a problem with what they just said to me. That's basically, they're judging me by saying you have a tattoo, so you're walking into fire. Because you're telling me that when I walk into someone's business or home, they're immediately not going to like you because you have a tattoo. Because that's what I was basically told. And why? Why would you assume that? I've never had someone come up to me and say something like that. In fact, because I have a tattoo all across my foot and up my ankle, and I was in a home one time and she looked down at my foot and goes, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Did that hurt? How long did it take for it to happen? And then she responded, I would never personally get a tattoo, but that is really pretty. And I told her, I was like, I designed it myself. And she was like, wow, that's really good. And I was like, yeah, I plan on getting another one. I plan on getting one down on my shoulder and down onto my arm. And she asked me about what I was going to do, and I told her. And she personally doesn't like tattoos, but she didn't judge me for mine, you know. And she was an elderly person, and I mean, to each his own. I mean, each person has an individual choice, and each person can decide their own decisions about their own bodies, and no one has a right to tell that person what they can and cannot do with their body. And if you want to go get tattoos all over your body, so be it. If you want to go get piercings all over your body, so be it. Now, if you're underage, that's a different story. You have to follow mom and dad's rules. And that's a whole new ballgame. Hello. But, I mean, if you're a grown adult and you are on your own and you can make your own sound decisions, that is up to you. But I don't feel that anyone has the right to tell you that your tattoos make you a bad person. I mean, there's been stories and stories about people that judge other people that have tattoos and think, oh my gosh, that person's a thief because they're wearing their tattoos. Look at them, they're in a gang because they've got tattoos. And you know what? What was it? There was an article about a guy that saved another guy's life, and people thought that he was a bad person because he had sleeves up and down his arms, and he had full tattoo down his back, up and down his arms, everything. He had his ears pierced, and he did ride a motorcycle. And in this article, you find out that this man turned out to be a surgeon. This guy saved this man's life. People were judging this man because he rode a motorcycle and had tattoos. It was his day off, and he was on a joyride. And he saved someone's life that was in an accident. And come to find out, this man that everyone was judging because of the way he looked was a surgeon. A surgeon. Now, you don't judge a book by their cover. I mean, people judge them, and I bet they were eating crow in the end. Why judge someone like that?
In about 10 miles, keep right.
I mean, you never know about somebody. Somebody could be a multi-billionaire and have tattoos all over them. I mean, my gosh, you don't know. So that's all I'm saying. Just don't judge people like that. Don't make an assumption like that, because not everybody is who you think they are. And I don't know. I just got mixed emotions about the whole thing. It kind of set me the wrong way. And I'm kind of on a fence about it right now, about the job and the whole thing right now. But I don't know. You know? So are you saying just because you're definite doesn't mean you have to be me? What? Defiant, you mean? Doesn't mean you have to be mean. I'm not being defiant, and I'm not mean. I'm just blunt. But no, I'm not being mean. I'm kind of lost on what you mean by that comment. Yeah, you're a kid. I mean, you just have to follow your mom and dad's rules. I let my kids get tattoos when they turn 16, so yeah. I mean, when they turned 16, they were allowed to get a tattoo. I felt they were of age and they knew what they wanted, so I let them get a tattoo. I mean, I let them make that decision. I also let them get a body piercing when they were 16 too. I told them they had to wait till they were 16. I mean, if you can drive a car when you're 16, and then you should be able to get a tattoo and get a body piercing. That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm also kind of about the drinking thing too. I mean, if you can go and sign up for the military when you're 18 years old and go and fight for your life and fight for your country, then I think they should change. I don't know. I mean, this is a controversial subject too. I think that if you can go fight for your country at 18 years old and you can go put yourself on the line and willing to die for your country, then you should be able to drink. My opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little rebel at heart and go out there and break the law or anything like that. A rule's a rule, a law's a law. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't agree with some of the rules. As long as they follow, don't drink drive and all that other stuff, like I just don't agree with some of the stuff. I mean, if you can go out and you can be an adult and you, like I said, fight for your country and put yourself on the line for your country and die for your country, then you should be able to drink for your country too. You should be able to drink too. I mean, that's just my opinion. So I don't know. I just feel that way. A 20-year-old brain is no different than an 18-year-old brain, just saying. I mean, a woman's brain develops faster than a man's brain. A man's brain doesn't fully develop until they're in their 30s. So there you go. Scientific fact. I don't know. I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash from what I just said about the drinking thing, but it's just my opinion. And it's just how I feel. I think a lot of things are a little backwards, but that's just me. I'm not saying go out and do it. I'm just saying that's how I feel. So, all right. So I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to finish my very long drive, my very long, boring drive. And if anyone else has anything they have to say about it, get on my community page. Follow me, and then you can get on my community page and you can say what you want on there, put your opinion. I'll get on there and I'll chat back with you. We can have a conversation about it. I do believe in agree to disagree conversations. I will not argue with people about your opinion. I have my opinion, you have your opinion, and that's the way it goes. We can agree to disagree. I'm not going to, like I said, argue about your opinion, because that's not cool. We're all adults and we should act like them. Like I said, what I said was very controversial. It's a controversial subject, and I'm not arguing over a controversial subject. So, one of those things where everybody's going to have their own opinion. So anyway, I will chat with you guys after the wedding's over. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed day today. And enjoy your Saturday. It's supposed to start raining where I am, unfortunately. So it's going to be a rainy wedding day. That ought to be fun, taking pictures in. And hopefully it's nice and sunny wherever you are. So I will chat with you guys a little bit later. Remember to subscribe to me and chat with me on my community page. And I'll talk to you guys later.